Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. It's December 4th, 2022. And we do the disclaimer, use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for legal standard. But-for Mr. Perry sitting around on his fat, lazy, perverted ass, planning one crime after another against me. And then we get it 9 times out of 10 before he does it. We wouldn't do these to document what we have discovered. It doesn't do any good for us to say something about it after. We have to say something about it before, because the goal is to establish mens rea and malicious aforethought. He planned a crime. He sat down, he had a meeting with his guys, with his people, and they planned a crime. They planned to cause me some sort of catastrophic loss, hoping to coerce a lie. Coerce me to be trafficked. Coerce me into God only knows what. So like they coerced Michael Neely to Pensacola. Go to Pensacola, Mike, it'll be fun. And you blew up his life. And people hate you for what you've done, just so you know. So Mr. Perry all day has dogged me and dogged me and dogged me and dogged me for a conversation. And I have said all I have to say. You don't understand me, so there's no point. You're wasting my time. Everybody hates you, all of you, hates y'all's guts. Because you cause fear, you cause loss, you cause drama, you cause conflict, you cause all the things people don't like. And I've said this over and over and over for years. It shouldn't take you 13 years to get it. Most people get it. Most people don't have to be told that at all. That when you do something that's a criminal act, it's a criminal act because everybody decided in a civilized society we will not tolerate that. So we're going to make it illegal, and you do it, you go to jail. Like voyeurism. Ugh. That is such a turnoff. And it's a felony. And unwanted contact with a woman who's asked you not to contact her. Stalking is a felony. Hacking and cloning is a felony. Coercion is a felony. Witness tampering is a felony. RICO Act violations all over the place. Right? So, when you do those things, people made it illegal for you to do them because they don't like it when you do that. Fraud upon the court, go into court and lie over and over and over. They don't like it when you do it once. So, when you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. When you cause people to feel feelings that are negative, toxic, things they don't like feeling, like fear, sadness, grieving, anxious, stressed out, guilty, they're going to want you gone. You're the source of it. So because of all that, we get the information very easily, more by the day. No one likes cruelty. The world blew up when Mr. Chauvin was very cruel to Mr. Floyd, and it cost him his life. When the Tulsa shooter shot a bunch of people, or there's any mass shooting, people get upset with the shooter and they feel bad for the victims. They rush to the side of the victims to ease their pain, to ease their suffering. So you upset everybody, you make everybody feel very disturbed, and everybody's sick of feeling that, Mr. Perry. You and I have nothing to talk about. I'm telling you what I think right now. I'm not going to change my mind. I think everybody's very irritated that I am having to repeat myself so much. So you need to write it down and get a grip on reality. If we're quoting you every day, what does that mean? We've done it for every day for 7 years. McNamara email was the first. That was 7 years ago, Mr. Perry. 7. When you do something twice, we spot your patterns. We learned it in kindergarten, how to spot a pattern. Not watching Las Vegas CSI. We learned it from kindergarten. Daycare. When you keep doing the same thing every day that gives you the same results, then you have to want those results, or you'd stop. If you touch a hot stove and you burn yourself, unless you just like burning your hand off, you're going to stop touching the hot stove. Part of you has to want to be caught. Because when you guys do the crime to me, things happen you've not seen before. Your guy said. When he pesters Cynthia, when he takes her money, things don't go well for us. She fucking quotes us while we're planning this shit. And that's never happened before. One of your guys said, we've never had one of our sex exploitation, trafficking victims figure out we had cameras in their house. We've never had one sue us. We've never had one send us an invoice. And you did get an invoice, $1,000 a day. You're using my body without my permission for entertainment and profit. You don't have my consent. And you are to stop. And I've been saying that for well over years. Cut it the fuck out, weirdo. It's a turnoff, and it's a very vulgar, obscene crime. It's like rape. I've been physically raped and I've been voyeur raped. It's the same to me. You have panic attacks. You feel like somebody's smothering you. You want to throw up all the time. You're creeped out. It's yuck. It is nasty. Okay, you got Kim Kardashian wants to be on TV. She gets to choose when she's on TV. She got clothes on, and she's paid for that. Okay? You don't get to do that, sir. You're about to go to prison. We're not getting all this because we're just, nothing else to do. We're going to use it for party entertainment. I've said that over and over and over and over. You owe a debt. You're going to pay me. There's a legal process we can go through, or you can make an agreement outside of court. A lot of people do that, but you're going to pay it one way or the other. You're not going to bother me anymore. I'm not going to call you. You can have Mark Warman, your attorney, type something up and get it to me. And if I'm in agreement with it, I'll sign it. And then I expect money because you're using my body. Your guy said, we've never had one of our victims of our crime figure out we had cameras on them, send us an invoice, sue us, and solve a murder that we committed to cover all that up. But I did. You guys all failed to get this. It is very important that you get this. It's different when you do it to me, but it's the same every time you do it. When my privacy is invaded, we get more. When Mr. Perry contacts me in any way, shape, or form, and he has got the creepiest, weirdest, most fucked up ways of contacting me, no normal person could think that stuff up if they tried. Couldn't do it. But when you do it to me, we get more. When you take my money, 1 penny, we get more. I lose an eyelash because of you, we get more. The longer Mike's in jail losing his future, we get more. Everyone hates you people, hates you. Because you're the source of loss, profound, catastrophic loss we will never get over. And some things will take us the rest of our lives to repair. Some things will take... I don't know, how do I talk to my family? Here's the thing with my family that was discussed today. Her family has not bothered once to just check on her and make sure she's okay. She's staying away from them because Mr. Perry was telling them all the horrible things he was going to do to her. And then he was afraid that they were leaking. So he starts making threats to them. So to avoid all that, to protect her family, she's just stayed away from them. The last they spoke was Christmas. She got a text from Dana, want to come for Christmas. Then Charles and Dave took all her money. She couldn't even afford gas to go out there. And they wanted her arrested that day. Or someone did. We think that, okay, Matt Powell is always looking for my address. Since the day I got back from jail on the first false arrest, he's always trying to find my address. And that is just so you guys know, it's a joke over here. Everybody makes fun of you guys. They call you the apple dumpling game for a reason. Matt wants the address. Charles and Dave are trying to make sure she doesn't have one. They're not on the same page. They're not. So, all you guys, I mean, we're laughing at y'all. You look like fucking... I mean, I don't even have words for this. And because you do that, and everybody talks about it, that you do that, we don't know what even your stated goals are. And it may be different for all of you. We don't know. What we do know is none of you do anything that makes any sense. You all do stuff no normal person could think of if you had to. You're some sick, twisted bitches, that's for sure. That's for sure. It is illegal to traffic. It is illegal to stalk. It is illegal to peep. It is illegal to hack. It is illegal to call my car guy and obtain my private financial information or my bank or my school or Amazon or anybody. You know, I could have made a lot of money on Cyber Monday from Amazon, but you ruined that. And we know you ruined that because you were recorded talking about it. Same with Upworks. So now today, Mr. Perry's asking me, is it Amazon? Is Amazon talking? Is Amazon helping you? Jeez, oh my God, wow. No one wants to help you ruin my life. You're not going to get that information. Everybody's sick of this. People do not like suffering and hardship and cruelty. They don't like it. They do not like your crime. They don't like any crime. That was evident in the polling. Second only to inflation. People want this changed. And they want it changed now. So what makes you think they would like your crime? They don't. So we can get information. So the guy was questioning, why is her family not even checked on her? There's no text, there's nothing. Last they talked was Christmas. She texted him back and said, I can't make it, I don't have the money to drive out there. So why aren't they asking her how she's doing? Are you okay? Because before, there were a lot of texts. There were a lot of Facebooks and stuff. Are you okay? Is there anything you want to come over for dinner? Stuff like that. And all of a sudden, they just cut her off. There's no fight. There's no evidence of a fight. There's nothing like that. So why haven't they even checked on her? And now we know why she's not calling them. But why aren't they calling her? Well, because Mr. Perry told them not to. He's accusing them of leaking. Shouldn't be talking to my family at all. I moved here to be with my family, not be separated from them. I moved here to get away from you and not have to deal with you at all. I didn't just move once. I moved and started my life all over again twice, Mr. Perry. I completely changed my career. Here I am, soccer mom, entrepreneur, businesswoman, owner. I was on the Republican Entrepreneur of the Year something list. Republican Women Entrepreneur of the Year something list. I never even been in a strip club. All of a sudden, I ditch all that and go strip. That isn't something everybody has noticed. Something had to have happened to make her do that. Something bad happened to make her all of a sudden walk away from a life where she's sitting across the desk from senators, United States senators, United States congressmen, most powerful people in D.C., judges, governors, and just go strip. And the only explanation for that is Mr. Perry. It's what he's doing. It's one of two things. And I'm not gonna confirm or deny any of this. I'm right now expressing someone else's speculation. Right now, I cannot shed any light on this. What I will tell you is what someone else said, and then I'll let everybody else scurry around to try to figure out what part of that is true or not true or what, because that's what y'all do. Y'all go run around, start making phone calls. So what he said is one of two things happened. One is either she's hired to go help him get elected. They don't anticipate him targeting her, but then he does. So then they decide the best way to get him is put her in a strip club. This is what he does. This is his MO. He'll gaslight you. He'll have guys go in there and gaslight her. He'll have guys go in there and do this and do that to her. Use it. Get the evidence. Get him. Or she goes into a strip club because that's the only way she can make money to eat. And then his guys start coming in and they decide to use it. Now, I'm not going to say which one of those two it was. Everybody knows that I went to Lubbock to help you get elected. It took me a couple of years to cultivate relationships so that when I said to someone, I'd like you to vote for this guy, that they did. They trusted me. Right? Okay. After that, we're not going to get into that right now. That can come out in your trial, can't it? So, but right now, we've got piles of this shit. We got more today because every contact you make to me, we get more. I took a cold shower last night again. I haven't had a warm shower in months. It doesn't matter where I am because I move around. It doesn't matter where I am. The fucking shower's cold. So why is that, Mr. Perry? Is that part of your torture? Your guy was recorded. He made the water too hot one time and somebody told him, don't do that. You're going to burn her. And he said, yeah, I'm going to burn her like she burned me. So you're fucking with that somehow. My guys know how that is. I don't need to know. I don't care right now. Right now, what I'm going to tell you is we got another name out of that. Beverly. Who's Beverly? Who is that to you? You caused me to lose a home. We got Calvin's name, Blankenship Desiree. You caused me to lose another home. We got Geppetto, Lucius. We got names. Monique, Sonjay. When you bother me, everybody starts talking. Everybody gets all pissed off about it. And boy, we can get information like a motherfucker. And that has never happened to you before. But it happens when you do it to me. You have nothing else to show for the last 13 years of your life but that. You're not loved, you're not wanted. You're rejected. You're a fail. There's nothing about you to want. You are a monster. You're disturbed. You're demented. You're deranged. You're depraved. And everybody's sick and tired of having to deal with it. I came here to be able to spend time with my family and not have to deal with you. And you caused division in my family. And I'm not happy about it, and I'm sure they're not either. Now, as to my family, see, now we got to put all that back together. There's going to be feelings. There's going to be shit that we're all going to have about all this. And we got to try to work through all that. And I don't know how long that's going to take. Because I have some questions. Why the fuck did you talk to him to begin with and not ask me how I felt about that? Ask me if I was okay with it. Did he threaten you? If he threatened you, why didn't you tell me? At the same time, if you threatened them, maybe they're too afraid to tell me. And I got to be sensitive to that. I have to. I love my family. I know how you are. I'm living in my car right now. So I know exactly what you'll do to people. I know you talked about getting the EPA on my uncle and my cousin. They both own a body shop. The EPA guy told you, I heard him tell you, you'd be hard-pressed to go into any body shop anywhere and not find it a violation. You think they want to deal with that shit? No. I don't want him to deal with that shit either. That's why I talked about it. I don't know if you did it or not, but I'm talking about it. If that happened, you caused it. You're the causation, and you did it to retaliate. And you don't have that right. You don't have that right to threaten my family and pretend you like them and go tell them, oh, we're going to have a wedding, and your bullshit story, your con game. You needed to traffic me, and you needed me to go to Texas voluntarily. And that's what this is about. You want money. And nobody believes this is about a relationship anymore. You need to stop that, because you're still saying like it is, and everybody's like, oh my God, we're so past that. We're so over that. You don't treat somebody you love like that. A gentleman gives up a chair for a lady. You're sleeping in a nice, warm, cozy bed while I'm sleeping in my freezing cold ass car. And you're trying to take my car too. That's here too. What was supposed to happen is she was at this hotel struggling to pay for it. I did call my ex-husband again and ask for help, which my guy said she is not to be broke anymore. She is not to have her privacy invaded again, and she is not to have to ask for money again. And if that happens, we're going to get more, and the more we get, the easier it is for a conviction and restitution for each little thing you do that we can get restitution for. And what you can't get restitution on, you take it to civil court when all that's over. It's easy. See what I'm saying? You're piling up the shit here, and you act like you don't know that. So what's the point of talking? You have no idea what's happening. You don't understand what people say to you. Might as well go tell the tree. You're like a mental infant. An infant lays in his bed and cries, right? My kids, my boys, both of them, when they were babies, right after they were born, it never failed. I'd have to go to the bathroom, and and that's when they'd wake up from the nap and start screaming. And I'm yelling, I'll be right there, baby, I'll be right there. And they kept screaming. They didn't understand me. They didn't understand what I meant. And you're just like that. It's like trying to talk to somebody who's like a mental veggie, and you have no idea it's very frustrating. So why would I waste my time? I'm not going to waste my time. I'm talking now. I'm telling you what I think now. I need my privacy back and have the legal right to it. You don't have the legal right to invade it. I want my life back, my family back. You don't have the right to cause conflict and stalk and go around making drama and take everything I have thinking that'll make me want you. It won't. That's why everybody hates you. That's why we can get information. You can't get a date. Not with me. Never. You'll never get a date with me. But nobody believes that's actually what it's about anyway. You forged a marriage license and a power of attorney. And you used a pretend romance to try to get my family behind it and to get information. Private information that's illegal for you to have, like my banking, my school, blah, blah, blah. And what you guys do is you start tearing down all of that. We make sure they don't get jobs. We make sure they lose every penny they have. We make sure they lose every important relationship they have. They're a lot easier to traffic that way. Right? Isn't that what you said? So you go to my family, and then people start questioning, where's the wedding photos? She's saying she didn't sign a marriage license or a power of attorney for you. So where's the wedding photos? Oh gosh, now we got to throw together a wedding. I didn't think of that. And I heard you got my family involved in that. And now they're starting to figure out you're full of shit. Right? I think they probably already knew that. I think they probably played along with your little game so you didn't threaten them. Because my family's not stupid. They're pretty smart. I think that at least part of them probably knew that you're full of crap. I know that somebody said your Aunt Kay told one of those guys. I saw Cynthia, how she was with Saeed when they were dating. And I know what she acts like when she's in love with someone. She is not in love with Mr. Perry. I can tell you right now, she is not like him. I know what she acts like when she's in love with somebody. Because I was with her and Saeed. I saw him. That's what she's like. She was never around my ex-husband and I. But she was around me and Saeed. So she knows how I act and behave when I'm in love with somebody. And it's not running away. Sued you 3 times to try to get a judge to make you leave me the fuck alone. Do you understand me? I don't like you. No one does. The only thing you have to show for the last 13 years of your life is all a bunch of stuff like this. Bunch of stuff like this. Recording after thousands of recordings of you trying to hurt me. And everybody's sick and tired of that. They're sick and tired of watching me sleep in my car. That's what the guy said. The hardest thing to watch in this is watching her sleep in her car. And that poor girl has to drive to go pee. She has to go drive to the gas station to go pee. While Mr. Perry crawls out of his nice, warm, cozy bed and waddles in, in the Hobbit way that he waddles, into the bathroom in the next room, pees, and then goes back into his cozy bed. She's got to drive to a gas station. And where I come from, a gentleman gives up his chair for a lady. Why won't he give up, why won't he just let her fucking make money so she has a place to live? I'm sick of watching this. Everybody's sick of watching this, Charles. We can get information and you can't. Nobody will tell you fuck. So I guess you guys hire a consultant. So what the guy said is she was supposed to have paid. Now, let me go back to my family. To my family. I love you very much. What I have done for my family is once in a while I'll put a post on Facebook, on my personal Facebook page. I'm okay. Here's what I'm doing. So they know I'm okay. That way they all see it. They all know she's good. Right? My guess is you make them listen to these too. My guess is you make them listen to my podcast too. So to them, I love you. We're good. We're good. I have those questions. Why did you let him in? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you confirm what he said with me? Were you threatened? And if you were threatened, why didn't you tell me? Now, whether or not you answer those questions, I'm going to leave that ball in your court. You can answer them now. You can answer them never. You can answer them when you're ready to answer them. Because the only way we're going to heal, I don't have any bitterness. I don't have any anger. I know the monster we're dealing with. I probably could have done more to stop this sooner had I had more information directly from you. Because what it's doing is it's going from y'all to the cop. Charles, how do you know that our cop guys don't have wiretaps on their phones to keep them safe from you? To catch you calling them, threatening them. If they have a wiretap on them, it's not because they're in trouble. It's because you're in trouble. It's for their protection. So the information might be getting to my guys that way. I don't know. I'm not told all that. I'm not given the semantics and the details. What I'm going to tell you, though, is you don't have any business threatening anybody. Because when you start hurling threats, you and David and Calvin and Lucius, and y'all start threatening people, then the wiretaps go on their phone, too, for their protection. Because our guys want to get every threat you make to that person. It's not hard to go into a judge and say, this person's in danger, so let's get a wiretap on him. So that when Mr. Perry calls and threatens him, or Lucius, or Calvin, or all these guys in the, sex weirdo Mensa Queen Club, we get him. We get every threat made. So my family's not in any trouble. You are. And it may not be a leak from them. It may be a wiretap order from them. Okay? And the wiretap order was likely put there to keep them safe from you. So, there's that. They need to know, I have those questions. If you want to answer them now, fine. If you want to answer them never, fine. If you want to answer them when you're ready, fine. There's that. There's that. I don't have any bitterness. I don't want you to call me and check on me right now. I feel like it's dangerous for you to do that. So what I've done instead is put something on Facebook. But everybody is starting to notice that we had all these normal, regular family conversations. Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, you want to come over for dinner, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, abruptly, that ends. It just stopped. Her family's not there when she needs them the most. Maybe they are there for me in the way they can be right now. And we're going to leave it at that. But they should never feel threatened by you, Mr. Perry. That isn't your family. That isn't your family. Somebody questioned, you're talking about them. Does Mr. Perry talks about Cynthia's family. That's his family. Does he understand that is not his family? That's her family. You have a wife named Jacqueline. You have a son named Matthew. You have a daughter named Jordan. And my guess is some grandkids. Why don't you go get busy with them and bother them and leave us alone? Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. You have no business being up here. You're betraying your family to come up here and bother mine. And it's sickening that you do that. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. So, stay the fuck away from my family. I have said that over and over. Stay the fuck away from my family. You call my family. You go over there and see them. Assume everything's bugged up just so they're protected from your threats. Assume that. Maybe that will deter the crime. Maybe it will. So my ex-husband and I also got along very well until, except just all of a sudden when they want me getting desperate to traffic me to Texas, all of a sudden he gets asshole and he starts berating me and don't call me anymore and don't ask me for money anymore. See, we were watching the fluctuations. If the money fluctuates, if he gives me money based on what you want, or withholds money based on what you want, we have a coercion case. If he doesn't, we don't. And I said the same thing with Terry Wagner. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all. He is not to berate me again like that. And if he does, when we get more, remember you did ask for that. Remember you asked for that. You're causing conflicts in my family that wouldn't happen if you weren't causing the conflicts. You love drama or something. You soap opera. You're soap opera. You're boring soap opera drama. Right? So, there's not a romance between Mr. Perry and I. There will never be. There never was. Mr. Perry lied. Mr. Perry trafficked me. He's using that. He thinks he's bait. He's not like he's hot and sexy or something. He's actually a turnoff. He thinks he's hot and sexy. He thinks he's this great guy. Everyone else is going, ew. He's alone for a reason. He's a turnoff. You're alone because you're a turnoff, Mr. Perry. You can't figure out how to get women to like you, can you? But you got a lot of deviant men around you. We've noticed that. You don't have women crawling all over you because you're a turnoff. So he used that story. We're in a romance. We're gonna get married, and then I'll whisk her away to Texas and give her this great life. Wrong. I would have maybe a house for a little while. I'd have to suck all his buddies' dicks, and excuse my directness, but that's what human trafficking is. That's what sex trafficking is. I'd be pimped out. That's what that is. So that's the crime, right? I'm not trying to be vulgar. I'm trying to explain the crime. Unfortunately, the crime is vulgar. So that's what I would be subjected to if I agreed to that. And he convinced everybody that I'm just stupid, and I'm being broke, and I'd rather be broke than be with creepy Charles, creepy Chucky. Why would you need to buy a woman anyway? Why would you need to buy a woman anyway? If you can't win her heart, you don't have her. You don't have her. She's an object. And Mr. Whoever realtor in Houston that bought me, you're pathetic. Go find a date the normal way. You're a fail if you got to buy a woman. An absolute fail. See, if you be nice, you might get women to just like you and want to hang out with you. I worked in a strip club. I've dated people. I was married. I dated a lot of people. When I lived in Vegas before I got married, I dated a lot of tourists. You know what? The guys who were nice and treated you right got the date. The guys that were asshole didn't. Simple as that. So, I mean, this is not rocket science here. But you found a way to make a business of this. But it's illegal. And you caught someone's attention due to your human rights violation and your starvation of women and kids. Long ago. And I got pulled into it. To help catch the bad guy. The guys that got me all this. So today they're like, okay, so there's the thing with my family. But we're still going to have some healing to do. That we wouldn't have had you left us the fuck alone. And you wouldn't have the most uncovered up cover-up in the history of cover-ups. I mean, it is unbelievable. You're something. You are a special kind of stupid. So, what happened is, the guy says, we'll have, what was supposed to happen is, we had those people where she's at, worked something out with her on the hotel bill, and we thought she would stay. She left. What we thought we were going to do is use DoorDash, have her make just enough money to pay that hotel, but not her car guy, and then have the car guy go get her car away from her. Then she wakes up the next morning and she has no car, no more money. That's it. She gave all the money that we let her make to the hotel people for one night. right? That was what was supposed to happen. But we always find out before, so I left, didn't I? Doesn't mean I won't go back, but I'll go back on my terms when I want to, right? So, and that's not the first hotel people you've gotten involved in this. You got the guy at Lakeshore in Manford involved in this, right? You think it's cute that you're pulling these nice little people in your crime? Do they know? You're pulling these nice people into your crime. Do they know? Did Rinkish know? Rinkish, I've heard, has a hard time. What we heard that Rinkish had a hard time battling his internal conflict over Lucky. Maybe I got Lucky killed. Because everybody at that hotel loved Lucky to death. Everybody loved him. Everybody appreciated him and respected him. And when he was murdered, 6 days after my car was vandalized and a complaint made with Michael Neely and Brett Gibson, and everybody was standing there watching. By day 2, the talk was your Texas Mafia did this, no question. The Texas Mafia did this, no question. They got them both. So, as we started looking into it a little more, everybody knows I found out Mike was drugged before it was taken in depositions, before the attorneys had that information in depositions months before. And that his attorney was going to screw him over because you told him to. Changed the story completely, what he told the media in February to what he said to the jury in trial. Completely changed the story. And I texted him and said, don't do that. In October 2020. Trial wasn't until March 2021. He did it anyway because you told him to. And why would Charles Perry tell Michael Neely's attorney to change the story, change the narrative, change the legal argument, unless he did the murder? He'd have no reason to. He did the murder. And then, on top of that, I'm broke, which is witness tampering. You don't tamper with a witness unless the witness has something very, very important to say. And you know I do. You don't retaliate, you don't tamper with, you don't coerce, unless the witness has something very, very important to say that you don't want the jury to hear. So, you look guilty just because of that. You've linked yourself to that murder because of that. So now it looks like you did the vandalism and the murder. Do you know? People aren't stupid. They're just not. So, now you thought you found another angle at my car. We'll have her work something out where she pays a little less for the daily rate on the hotel. Make sure she makes just enough to pay the daily rate for the hotel. And maybe a little hamburger or something. Then she'll go pay it. Work her ass off all night long. Go pay it. But not pay the car guy. She owes the car payment too. And then he gets pissed off, goes to get the car. She walks out and there's nothing. No way to make money. No way to get money. And tell Ernest not to help her. Yep. See, you guys are recorded all the fucking time. We get it all. People get very disturbed and creeped out and upset by what you do, so we get more. When you invade my privacy, when you contact me in any way, shape, or form, when you cause me any loss or problem at all, we get more. Been that way for 7 years. Every fucking day. All day long. And then, lastly, of today, by the way, also, we apply the reasonable, prudent individual standard, and I assert all constitutional rights, including equal protection under the law against stalking, voyeurism, hacking, grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce, all RICO Act laws and similar state laws, every law that applies here, Victims' Rights Bill, Violence Against Women Act, so many fucking laws you break. I mean, it's not even funny. This is... What did he say? That's what I'm saying. Nothing to show for the last 13 years of your life, but you get told on. Your bullshit romance. Everybody's over that. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. That's been the case for some time. That is not his girlfriend. I have a girlfriend, the guy said. I don't call her friends and family at all. But if I did, it would be to find out what she wants for her birthday. Not get the information off her car so I can take it away from her. You know, your gig is up. Your con is over. So I guess the guy said, why is he, he's being told what's happening. And he goes, why is he doing this to her? And he said, Charles has convinced himself if he takes everything away from her, then she'll want him. Yep, that's pretty pathetic, the guy said. It's whacked and pathetic. And speaks to his own image of himself, that he has to literally take everything she has, everything she cares about, and then she'll like him. He's that scummy that it would take that drastic of a loss to where he looks like the better deal. Oh my God. I don't even have words for that. You don't see guys getting a date doing shit like that. You see guys getting a date who are nice, normal dudes. Fun to hang out with, interesting to talk to. They work hard all day. They don't bother anybody. Take you to a nice dinner. Treat you right. Here's your chair. You need a chair? Here's my chair. You need a bed? Here's my bed. And I don't mean sleep in the same bed until you're good and ready. I wouldn't crawl in a bed with you. You creep me out. You fucking creep me out. So, my ex-husband berates me one more time. When we get this, remember you asked for that. Making him, having him do that. And my family, I put stuff on my personal Facebook page once in a while so that they know I'm okay. I know they wonder. I know they love me. I know they're probably very aggravated at you. If they want to tell me why the hell they let you in and didn't confirm information with me directly, then fine. They don't have to talk about it ever. They can talk about it now. They can talk about it when they're ready. They can never talk about it. It's fine. I don't care. I'm not going to make them. Those are my questions. I put them out there. My guess is you make them listen to these. So, I love my family. I could have done a whole lot more to protect them had they told me, Charles said this, is that true or not? Nope, it's not true. Then he threatened us like this. Okay, good. I mean, not good that he threatened you, but good that you're telling me. Now I can do something about it. When I found out the way we found out, I still said something about it, didn't I? I started distancing myself from my family, not because I'm mad at them, because I don't want you to hurt them. I don't want you to threaten them. You need to get a life. Get out of mine. And when you don't, we get more of these. So don't complain about it. You asked for it. You fucking asked for it. You know that it's different when you do this shit to me. But it's the same every time you do it. And we got all this crap before you did it. I did leave the hotel. I'm not going to put up with that crap. Why would I do that? So sometimes I don't say something right when we know about it. Sometimes we'll sit on it for a little bit, but I'll start kind of changing what I do. I don't explain it. I don't always explain it. I don't need to. And nobody owes you an explanation. You owe people a lot of explanations. You didn't have the right to come up here, Charles. Nobody invited you here. You never had the right to come up here and hurt people. Ever. And everybody's sick of it. They're sick of you. They're sick of your drama. They're sick of your problems. They're sick of what you're putting me through and Mike Neely through. You have a car. You have a house to live in. You have a warm, cozy bed. We don't. Mike is in jail. He's away from his family for something you did while you're out reoffending. I'll tell you one thing. My granddad, the chief of police of Roswell, one thing that was very important, if you're going to do it fucking right, or get out of it. Be impressive. Get it right. Because if you get it wrong, you could get somebody else killed. These guys reoffend. Many of these guys reoffend. So if you fuck up, you might get the next victim killed. So don't fuck up. Does everybody in law enforcement hear me when I say that? There is one thing law enforcement is to do, one job, and that is relieve suffering caused by crime and make sure victims know you're safe now. We slayed your dragon. He will never hurt you again. And if you're in it for anything else, get out of it. You're gonna get somebody killed. If your head's in the wrong place, you're gonna get somebody killed, whether you mean to or not. And you don't have that right. And you might get me killed. I might be the next one that you get killed because you're not doing your fucking job. Locals. So maybe because CPD didn't do their fucking job we have a dead Lucky and an almost dead framed Mike. And I know that's hard for y'all, but it's the truth, and you know that. You didn't do the connecting the dots protocol. You didn't do it. You didn't even get close. And you may have got a cop killed, and you don't have that right. Mr. Perry, I've asked you not to contact me. Do not contact me. Get out of my phone. No one cares what you think. No one asked you, did they? When you're sleeping in your car, then people will care about you. Right now, everybody's worried about me and Mike. No one gives two fucks about you at all. You haven't lost a thing. You have not lost a thing. You keep getting caught, and we get it. You don't like getting caught, but I think part of you does. Because if you didn't like getting caught, you wouldn't contact me, you wouldn't invade my privacy, you wouldn't take my money, you wouldn't do all the things that pisses everybody off and gets you caught. Okay? So I think you're full of shit, actually. I think you love to get caught. I think you want to go to prison. I think that you think it's going to be a man sex orgy in prison. And I think for that reason you want to go, and you won't have to explain anything. So I think the part of you does want to go to prison, and you want to get caught, and that's why you go at it the same thing every day, even though you know it'll get you caught. It has every day for 7 years. Nothing else has happened in 7 years but that. You keep touching that hot stove. You want to get burned, because if you didn't, you wouldn't touch the hot stove. So, I mean, you all keep saying, we want to go to LA where it's sunny, and you're walking east to New York as fast and hard as you can. So nobody believes a word you say. Not anymore. Not anymore. So that's pretty much it. Everybody's tired of the repeat, Charles. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm talking to you now. You've typed in my phone all fucking day. You know, little coward pussy that you are. You don't make any sense. I don't care what you think. I didn't ask you what you think. I said get out of my phone. You don't have the legal right to be in my phone. Get out of it. I do have the legal right to privacy. Okay? When you invade my privacy, when you contact me in any way, shape, or form, when you cause me any loss at all, when you cause me any problems or hardship at all, or conflict with me and anybody at all that I know, we get more. And it's been that way every day for 7 years. You do what you do. You can live with your choices. That's a repeat.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
Bring
Is that a
fucking
threat?
army.
I get threatened every day. Charles tells me every day I have pictures of you. I'm going to take them to court and prove I'm not a stalker. I have pictures of you everywhere you go in Oklahoma where I don't live. And I'm going to get you. I'm going to take. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. And we're going, oh my God. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Fine. We'll get more. Don't complain when we quote you again. You asked for it. Don't complain. You're asking for it. You're not gonna get a date. I don't like you. You're a fat, lazy, turn-off, pervert, sicko. You're sick and twisted. You're disgusting to me. You're repulsive. Dr. Cyril Wecht said, we think that Jeff Epstein was murdered because even prisoners are repulsed by guys like that. So you think you're going to go to prison and get a man sex orgy? I think you might be in for a surprise, Mr. Perry. I think it's going to be a little bit different than what you think. Jeff had hidden cameras in his own home, which pissed his friends off. They were in his house. He can do that. But it pissed his friends off. They didn't like that. So how much worse is it for you when you put something like that in someone else's house? Against their will, sometimes without their knowledge. Everything you've done is against my will. It is rape. You threaten me, I'm going to get you. Duly noted for the record, sir. Again. You threaten and threaten and threaten and threaten and harass and menace and bother and threaten and threaten and harass and menace and bother, and you get told on and told on and told on and told on and told on. And that's why we have information from inside your criminal organization no one else has, Mr. Perry, and you can't get fuck. You stupid son of a bitch. Don't threaten me again. Leave me and my family alone.
I don't give a fuck.
How does this make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
See, we get names, Mr. Perry, no one else has. Let's try this again. We got to repeat for you. We got, when you started trying to take my home away the first time, we got Calvin's name, we got Blankenship's name, we got Desiree's name. Then when you did it again, we got Lucius's name, Sonjay's name, Monique's name. All these people are in your, in your criminal organization or have had input. Right? Now we got Beverly's name. No one else has that. Muffin Man. Who's the Muffin Man? You started interfering with, she's not getting a new apartment or a new car. We get Muffin Man. When we quote you, you pissed everybody off being cruel to me. Okay? So we got stuff no one else has. And nothing but that has happened over the last 13 years. It's different when you do it to me. It's the same every time you do it. We get it before you do it, not after. Got it? Cause and effect, same and different before and after. We learned it in daycare. You better keep up with everybody else.
Scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna...
You are not wanted. You're not loved. You're a failed reject. You're just told on all the time. Told on and told on and told on. Day after day after day. Same old, same old. So don't complain. That is what you want, or you'd stop. You don't like the hot stove burning you, then, dumbass, stop touching the hot stove. I don't like you. Period. I don't. No one does. We can get information you can't. Because of it. Everybody's sick of you. Because of everybody being sick of you and what you're putting me and Mike through and worried about me and Mike, we can get information and you cannot.